Stephen Okwori is security and crime management consultant. He joins us now on Newsnight to take a look at this and sundry issues. Stephen, thank you for coming to Newsnight.
Always my pleasure.
Okay, quickly, let's look at the arms manufacturing factory that was burst in Plateau State. Let's begin with the human cost of illegal arms production in Nigeria. Where are we in terms of the human cost?
Yeah, before I respond to that, I just want to give us an overview.
Right.
That illicit small arms and light weapons is a serious concern, and it's a global thing. You know, from there, when you look at it, it comes to the African continent. It's also a worrisome situation, right. And at the sub-national level, as in the regional level, where we have the ECOWAS, is also a challenge. Before we begin to talk about Nigeria, you know, so is an issue that that needs to be tackled, you know, from the top. You know, looking at it, because every country, every continent is affected by this. Now, the human cost, it's of course, you know the devastation it caused in Nigeria here, killing of innocent people, crime, happening at its own peak, conflicts happening everywhere within the states in Nigeria. So, looking at it, I think that there's a lot that our law enforcement agents, an agency needs to do in trying to see that it is properly handled, considering the lives that are being wasted, with the free flow of illicit weapons that we have that is just moving around the place, or just unchecked, if you ask me.
And that speaks to the concerns about our internal security. Yes. Then how do we tackle headlong the issue of internal security in this regard?
Now, illicit weapons that we have and ammunition, it is what is a key trigger.
Right.
Beyond what happened in in Vom, the Plateau State there. Yeah. I don't know if you're aware that it happened somewhere in Mina.
Yeah.
Yes, the DSS carried out a sting operation on a terrorist that had over 150,000 AK-47 that was found in his house. And to shock you, the terrorist had CCTV cameras installed in his house. When the DSS were coming to his house at about 1 a.m., he saw them coming, and he tried to exchange fires with the DSS. And when they saw that he was overpowered, he had to use rocket launcher to bust his fence. And he used that opportunity to flee. So the issue of illicit weapons moving around in Nigeria is a very serious challenge that we need to see how to tackle it. Now, the government has established National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, in line with Article 24 of the ECOWAS Convention on Small Arms and Light Weapons. But how effective is this agency of government that was established? It was established 2 years ago. Imagine the issues that we have bordering on proliferation of small arms and light weapons. We were able to establish such an agency 2 years ago in 2021. So it goes to show that there's need for us to be serious about in tackling this thing. For me, 2021 was too far, for it. I would have expected that we had such an agency in the 80s, considering how long the arms had been coming in through our borders and all that into the country, and the way they are even manufactured within Nigeria.
Now, the defunct Presidential Committee on Small Arms and Light Weapons has since been replaced with the Office of the National Security Advisor. So it then seems like the NSA, the National Security Advisor, already has his job cut out for him. What should he be doing right now?
Right now, I expect that the Office of the National Security Advisor should be working in collaboration with other relevant agencies of government in the area of security. Not just that alone, even the civil population. Right now, all hands must be on deck. It's not an issue where an agency or government will want to beat his chest that he can carry out or do the tax alone. The current IGP, of course, within the period that he has been in the office, was able to mop up about 520 light weapons and ammunition, from 297 suspects that were arrested. and over 4,000 ammunition. You know, right now we know the mandate. One of the mandates of the police is prevention and detection. How well are they even doing that? So now, what I'm saying is that it's not left for any agency of government that they want to do it alone. All agencies plus critical stakeholders must be seen to be collaborating, you know, to see that these issues are tackled head on. For instance, we have what do you call it now, NATCON, National Commission for the Control and Coordination of Proliferation and Light Weapons. They are trying to see how to establish that organization, you know, to support what the government is doing. The bill establishing it passed first, second, and third reading in the Ninth Assembly when Bajami Amila and Ahmed Lawan were speakers and Senate president respectively. Right now, the bill is before the president of Nigeria for assent. Such organizations should be seen that they bring them on board as well, you know, because I heard that they've been in existence for like almost 10 to 12 years. It means that if they are established, one of the drivers of crime, or what we are talking about here, is unemployment. Mm-hmm. By the time you establish such a commission, it will take some of these boys off the street. And you know, of course, the devil's, and I do mine, is the devil's workshop. Mm-hmm. When these guys are idle, they begin to think of something else to do, you know. And of course, you know, these arms come in through our porous borders. Right. And they come in through some of our local communities. Yeah. Now, these guys are resident in our local communities. If they are gainfully employed under such commission and the borders are strengthened, intelligence gathering is improved, there will be some sort of result.
Now, let me take you back to how you started, because small arms and light weapons, you know, are what actually fuel organized crime globally. Exactly. You know, when you look at across Africa and the Sahel region, yeah. This has particularly been a concern. So how do we then ensure, you were talking about strengthening our borders, you know, the border controls. So how then do we ensure that, because once you take out unemployment on the one side and then small and light weapons on the other side, that it's like you're disempowering organized crime. Yeah. So then how do we ensure that we take this out, if not totally, drastically, appreciably, in Africa and the Sahel region in particular? Now,
we have the African Union as an organization. Of course, you know that they are also in line with trying to see that the proliferation of the illegal weapons and light weapons and others are being controlled within the African continent. We also have the ECOWAS. Mm-hmm. You know, I just talked about the Article 24 of the ECOWAS Convention and all that. So these organizations are also fighting the proliferation of arms, you know, because they know the damage it causes, you know. So when they fight, when they do all this and work in line with critical stakeholders and security agencies in each country that forms part of the ECOWAS, the ECOWAS sub-region, the African continent, the AU and all that, and they work in synergy and collaboration, you know, I think we will achieve result in that, you know, because we, of course, you know that these arms and ammunition, they transit from Libya, Mali and the likes, and as they come like that, they have where they have their, what do you call them now, their buyers, or people that patronize them, you know, from the issue that you just showed on your TV here. The suspect said some people come from other local governments and other states to come and patronize them. So as these guys come from Libya, Mali, down to Nigeria, they have people that patronize them, that they sell their these weapons too.
Exactly. That takes me to my last question to you. You heard Buratai saying something like that in that report, because if there is no demand, supply is of no effect. Certainly, right. Yeah. So he was saying that the political class are actually the ones fueling this market. So then, I mean, who are the enablers?
I want to agree with what General Buratai said, because politicians patronize them. We're talking about the off-cycle elections that are coming up, or that's coming up in the next 1 week or so. Mm-hmm. When you go to these states, you see thugs, political thugs that are armed. How do they get these arms? Yes, how do they get these arms? It is politicians that purchase these arms for them to do their bidding. And let me tell you, do you know that we have about 6.2 million illegal arms in circulation in this country. And out of these 6.2 million, the 6.2 million is for the non-state actors that are handling it. It is not that you are taking out what the military and the other law enforcement agents or agencies are having. So it means that in Nigeria, as we speak, we have illegal weapons and ammunition in the hands of non-state actors that is more than the constitutional or rightful
provisions
that are saddled the responsibility to protect Nigeria and Nigerians.
Thank you very much indeed, Stephen Okwori. We just hope that someday we'll get to the bottom of this and find a lasting solution. You are a security and crime management consultant. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight.